Hi, and welcome to another Minisode of Founder Diaries. Thank you so much for being here. Before we get started, please subscribe on whatever platform that you're listening to this on, whether it is audio or visual. You can find us on all platforms. Today's episode, we are getting into the inventory trap. And we delved into this a little bit in the longer episode that we did with Murugi. In case you missed it, please go and watch it. And I said I was going to do a specific deep dive episode. And I sat down and I did a little bit of reading around it, and I wanted to share now my findings around this inventory trap that a lot of people in the product business industry find themselves in, me included, and it is a mud I'm still trying to navigate through. So running a product business will teach you math you didn't even know you needed. I think 2 or 3 months ago I was being taught words like run rates and inventory turnover, and I think there's a term called ROH. Like, you're forced to learn these things because it's really critical to your survival and also maximizing how you're utilizing the capital in your business. So today we're going to talk about inventory mistakes, the true cost of dead stock, why inventory turnover and run rate are non-negotiable if you want a healthy business. So dead stock is not just stock that hasn't sold yet. It's not just, oh, that's just my money, but in a different form. Dead stock is inventory that is not moving, it's not trending, and at this point, it's just occupying your shelves and your cash flow. Dead stock costs you in 3 ways. This is money that is tied up in products that won't return money as quickly as they should, and eventually they might expire. Number 3, storage space is wasted. So you buy more storage, or you clutter your shop, or you look disorganized. 3, opportunity cost. You could have used that cash for faster moving items that actually generate profit and in a good time frame. So dead stock is not just a bad decision, it's an interest-free loan you give a product that didn't deserve it. So buying with emotion versus buying with data. And this is where we're really trying to transition to. So some common inventory mistakes that we as founders tend to make, and yes, I have made all of them and more. 1, you buy based on vibes. Instead of looking at what actually sells, you buy based on your perception of what sells and what you like. Bringing in huge quantities of items just in case they go viral. Assuming that one viral TikTok means that everyone is going to buy for a long period of time. So if a product goes viral on TikTok, you buy 10,000 pieces, but it's only viral for a week. And then what do you do with the rest of the stock? Not tracking what's moving weekly, monthly, and quarterly. Then buying because a supplier convinced you, not because your customers asked for it, or even worse, need it. Inventory should be data-led and not ego-led. And here I'm even going to insert, if your business can actually afford to offload this inventory responsibility, please do. Because then you get someone who hopefully has more experience than you in how to manage inventory. And secondly, they're going to make decisions that are data driven as opposed to emotion driven. Number 3, inventory turnover rate and why it matters. So this is how long it takes for a product to actually sell once you have stocked it. The quicker your turnover, the healthier your business. A good business can almost predict what will sell, how fast it will sell, when to reorder, and how much to reorder. So if you don't know your turnover, you probably will overstock slow movers, understock best sellers, and constantly feel broke even though your orders are flowing and money is coming in. So turnover is the heartbeat of a good product business. If you ignore it, the business will feel it. Run rate. So run rate is basically how much stock you need to be able to get you through a certain period of times. For example, we maybe need, if our business is selling microphones, we sell 20 in a month, so our run rate is 20 pieces. So if we know in December, maybe we won't be able to import these items, so we need to ensure that we're stocked for both November and December. That would mean we stock, according to the run rate, 40 pieces, so that will get us just to January. So it protects you from 2 extremes, which is being overstocked but broke, cash broke, or being sold out but you don't have money. Run rate helps you stock intelligently and not just with feeling or perception. Now, the other way that you can try to navigate this and just be smarter is negotiating credit terms. Anybody who tells you to pay upfront is actually hurting your margins, and where you can negotiate with suppliers for you to pay after you have sold, after a period of time, is going to help you. Because what this actually does, it helps you make money with their capital instead of yours. So let's take our microphone business. If I can convince my supplier to send me 20 pieces, maybe the order value is, I don't know, 10,000 shillings. I tell him, I'll pay you in 1 month. Remember, we said our run rate for this microphone is 20 pieces. We sell 20 pieces in a month. So by the end of this 1 month, which is my credit period, I would have sold all 20. But that money customers have paid me, I've not incurred the product cost yet because I've not yet paid my supplier. So if I'm able to pay my supplier at the end of this month with the money I've already made throughout the month, you see how I've used his money instead of my money to make money. And this is how big supermarkets and retailers are able to actually generate a lot of money, because they just use their suppliers' capital to be able to generate cash or generate income. Granted, not every supplier is going to give you such friendly terms, because even them, they're a business and they're trying to get as much cash into their business as possible, and they also have expenses. But where you can negotiate, do your best to negotiate, and try and see how you can now have this benefit your business. Especially from a cash flow perspective, you're really going to feel it ease things. So what are some practical things that you can do to try and improve things from the inventory front, and also some things that I am thinking about implementing? So we had actually talked about setting a monthly budget for new items. So especially if you're in an industry that is constantly releasing new products like skincare or lip care, every 5 minutes there's a new product, a new product, a new product. And for a while, some can be trending or not trending. So you can be really tempted to spend a lot of money on acquiring new products that have not yet demonstrated how well they perform in your market. A quick pause. Let's hear a word from our partners over at Digitax. Running a business in Kenya is already like juggling so many balls, and you almost feel like a clown in a circus. Good news is that Digitax is here to make this process a lot easier for all of us. They have a platform where you can easily create your invoices, send them to your customers or your suppliers, as well as be able to also verify any invoices that you receive. And it also allows you to view all of your historical data, and they don't experience any downtime. Digitax is here to make this process of e-invoicing a lot easier, and most importantly, carry compliant. Make sure to check the caption for details on how to sign up, and you can easily access on your phone, your computer, your desktop, or wherever you go. They're your tax assistant in your pocket. So what you can do is say every month we have a budget of 30,000 to bring new items. Once you've hit your budget, that's it. There's no more. It can move to next month. And what that will do, it will help control your spending so that you're not overdoing it. Then when you look back in 3 months, you have so many of these like new products that came in that are not being moved. And then the other problem with bringing in too many SKUs, too many quickly, they don't get enough exposure or coverage. And we'll actually get into that in the next point. You'll find you're not talking about them enough, you're not marketing in them enough, and that's why they're just ending up sitting up on your shelves. The second thing is create rules around now inventory and order quantities. So for example, if it's a new item, we only bring in 3 pieces until it demonstrates how well it does, then we can bring in more pieces. And you can use your data. Now, for example, if we're bringing in a new model of microphone, we can check and see how have other models of a similar price and quality performed. What has been their run rate? That will inform how many pieces we bring, and then I'll be conservative, because I think it's better to sell out and know that you have to bring in more pieces as opposed to having dead stock. Next, only order resellers once you have hit a certain threshold, and then give yourself a buffer. So maybe 40% or 50%, that's when you reorder. Because also another dangerous thing is like really overstocking your bestsellers, and that is still holding up cash. I don't think it makes sense to have a year worth of stock when it takes you a month to procure the items. Next, run a monthly mover audit and mark down or bundle items before they become dead stock, and be as brutal with this as possible. You'd much rather we sell these microphones if they are dead stock at 1,000 bob. We just clear them at the purchasing price to free up that capital to be able to buy fast movers or put the money elsewhere, as opposed to I sit with 1,000 pieces of this, I'm selling for 5,000 and nobody is buying. Set up SOPs and workflows for marketing new items. So maybe set up a very specific protocol and structure that is triggered whenever we bring in a new item. So maybe it means we launch content this often on what platforms, we send in a newsletter, we do educational content, we do weekly reminders, we do text to our clients, like a whole number of things that you're doing to ensure that this product is getting enough visibility. Because I realize a mistake we make, and even me personally, you'll bring in a new item, but then you don't talk about it. So like, how do customers then know you have the product? And you can even think about having a portion on your website where you heavily feature or market these new products. That way it helps them move. Another thing is, when you bring in new products, it's important to demonstrate to the market how people are responding to it. People are social people, and we're easily influenced by other people's behavior. So if I bring in this new microphone and we have 20 pieces, I want to talk about how when we're selling it, like we've sold 5 pieces today. This is what our customers have had to say about it. Charles, owner of our real service, the best mic he has ever tried. Like you have to keep putting out the social capital to demonstrate this is a good product. You want to try it. Other people are actually buying it as well. Next, do weekly or monthly inventory check-ins. So check and see what sold, what slowed down, what surprised you, what needs to be pushed, what needs to be discounted or bundled. Our product business lives in constant motion. So, final thoughts. Inventory doesn't really care how passionate you are about the business or how much you like that product to you as a founder. It doesn't care how good your brand is. It doesn't care how many followers you have. Inventory rewards systems, discipline, cash flow awareness, negotiation skills, and the willingness to say no to suppliers. So if you master your turnover and your run rate and your inventory planning, you almost will never need to actually inject extra capital into your business because the same capital you put in the beginning will keep financing the business. I hope this has been helpful. Please initiate this conversation with whoever you need to within your business. I am also working on it. And thank you for watching this episode. Please share this with someone who you think this will definitely be helpful to. And thank you for tuning in. Remember to subscribe and see you on the next one. Bye. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Beauty Square KE. Beauty Square was my first full-blown business and the brand that pulled me into entrepreneurship and shaped so much of what I share here. In many ways, this podcast is an ode to that journey, the lessons, the growth, and the courage to start before everything was figured out. At Beauty Square, we're passionate about helping everyone become a skin expert, offering authentic products from TikTok favorites to proven solutions for acne, dark spots, and more, with a team ready to guide you through all the right choices. Visit us at our CBD or Lavington branches for expert treatments like facials, waxing, body scrubs, and massages from our sister brand Sage. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at beautysquare.ke and at Sage Skin spelled SAGESKNN. And thank you for tuning in.